So just taking our opening minutes to come onto the back body. If it's comfortable for you, please prop the bottom of the shoulder blades with a block or a towel. And as you recline down, support the head so that the chin stays in line with the spine. I'm going to take constructive rest pose this morning with my leg position. So my feet are going to go wide on my mat. My knees are going to rest in together. But take whatever feels good in your body. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you let the body and the breath relax with the exhale, close down the eyes. Just take a moment of gratitude for yourself, for showing up for yourself this morning, showing up for your practice, showing up for your physical or mental or emotional body. And then just breathe into that. Take the scan of all three. Letting every exhale touch all three of those bodies. And then let the mind just watch the breath. So as the breath moves in and out of the body and the mind traces it, the mind begins to quiet. Putting aside any to-do lists, any responsibilities for the next 60 minutes just to devote this time to you. Breathe in deeply so that you can feel the ribs and the collarbone expand with the breath. Release the breath slowly. Just feel the whole body sinking down onto the mat. We'll take 5 deep rounds of breath here. On that last round, as you inhale, pause the inhale at the top. Maybe take one more sip in like you couldn't take any more air. And then release the breath out the mouth with a nice sound. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in through the nose. Pause. Maybe take another sip in. And then exhale out of the mouth. Let it all go. Then heel toe the feet into the center of the mat. Knees come together. Just roll off to one side and remove your props. Come back down onto the back body. Big full body stretch here. Fingers away from toes. And moving into that crescent banana shape, just slide the heels over towards that right corner of your mat. Pick up the shoulders and just take the arms off on a diagonal to the top right corner of the mat. But at the same instance, don't go so far that your hip tries to roll over to the right. See if you can level out those hip points. And relax the shoulder points flat on the mat. Draw in a nice full deep breath into the left rib cage. Send those arms further on a diagonal so that you feel the stretch along the whole left side from that left ankle all the way up to the hip point, the ribs, shoulder to the fingers. And as you relax the body here with the breath, Maybe you deepen the stretch by crossing the left ankle over the right. Enjoy 3 rounds of breath right here. And gently releasing the ankle crossing if you have them. Slide the heels back to the center of the mat. Pick up the shoulders, bring them back to center. Take that big stretch again, fingers away from toes. And we'll just move gently over to the opposite side. So heels come over to the left. Pick up the shoulders, take those arms out on a diagonal to the left. And then again, just recheck yourself. Hips level, shoulders nice and flat. Big breath into the right ribs, the right side body here. Maybe as you exhale, you notice that the hips sink and the shoulders sink. Maybe you take those arms further on a diagonal and cross the right ankle over the left. Again, now feeling the stretch to the outside of the right side body. And then 3 full rounds of breath here. Releasing the ankle. If you have the ankle, draw the legs back, draw the arms back to center, take the big stretch. And then draw knees into chest, gently squeeze them in. And Pam, here's for you. As you squeeze them in, just pause. Let the hips roll up with you. So maybe you feel a gentle opening or space through the small of the back. Pause there. Maybe a rock side to side as you bring the tailbone back down, rocking from one hip bone to the other. It's beginning to notice the back side of the body. And then pause at center one more time. Hug the knees in. Let the tailbone round up with you. And then we're just going to take the whole knee structure over to the left. So as you come onto your left side body, the knees stack, the ankles stack, the hips stack. Let the bottom arm come out to the side. You can support your head on your towel or your blanket if you'd like. And then just bring the palms together to touch. Pausing here. Taking a nice full deep breath in, engaging the belly. And we're just going to move into a gentle twist here. So taking the top hand, lifting it up towards the ceiling first, and then very slowly opening up into a T position. So right arm heads out to the right. It's early this morning. That right shoulder doesn't have to come down. You can help prop it with your towel if you'd like. Just find an opening that you can soften the upper body, but at the same time maintaining the hips stacked and the knees stacked. 3 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, lift that right arm back up towards the ceiling, and then bring the palms to touch over on the left side. And here we'll just move into some range of motion through that upper shoulder. So again, making that rainbow like you had a piece of chalk in your hand. You're going to take your fingertips and drag them along the floor overhead, rolling onto that upper back again, coming back to that T formation. And then move with it, bring that arm back up towards the ceiling, palms to touch. So flowing this just a little bit, and we'll hold it again at the end. Let those fingers drag along the floor like you're making this big rainbow above your head. Arms out to a T, any amount. Maybe gaze goes over towards that right thumb and draw it back across. Taking 3 more here on your own. And then the last one again. We'll hold that open position. Palms are up, reach the fingertips away from each other. So you begin to feel the muscles maybe in the bicep, along the pecs, the opening through the upper chest, but at the same time, a gentle twist into the spine. Again, rotating the head if it feels good to take it to the right. And then gently here with the in-breath, bring the arm back up and over and pause, palms together, shoulders round in. Nothing to do here but breathe. And then slowly we'll roll back onto the back body. Take that big stretch again, fingers away from toes. Draw the knees into the chest. Pause first. Let, again, that gentle stretch come into the low back. Breathe in there. And then if it feels good, take the rock side to side. Feel into the whole spine. And I'm just going to turn around for the camera view here. You stay where you are. If you're rocking, come back to stillness. Draw again, a whole, knees in gently, but at the same time, hips round up with you. And then we'll let the knees fall over to that opposite side. So here again, stacking your ankles and your knees and your hips, rolling onto the side body. The bottom arm extends out to the side, right out of the shoulder, and the upper palm rests on the lower one. So pausing here. Draw the belly in. As you draw the breath in, lift that top arm up towards the ceiling and let it fall over to the left, any amount. Pause here. So sometimes if you pick up like the right shoulder tip and kind of scooch it over to the right, you'll find more room to release that left shoulder tip down, or like picking up those bottom ribs and rotating them open. Just brings in a little bit more space. 3 rounds of breath here. Maybe the head rotates towards that left thumb. And with our next inhale, we'll pick up that left arm, bring it up towards the ceiling and over to meet the right arm, pausing there. And then we'll flow this just a bit. So opening up, let that arm reach up and over. Inhale, left arm comes back up and meets the right. Let's take 4 more, nice and easy, just fluid movement here. Waking up, upper body, spine, and side body. Inhale, lifting back up and over. 2 more on your own. Holding this last one open here just for 2 rounds of breath. Maybe finding a little bit more room to soften through the shoulders. Big breath in. Slow breath out. And then pick up that left arm again, extend it up towards the ceiling and let it just gently fall over to the right. And we'll pause with our shoulders rounded and our chest relaxed. And we'll start that rainbow motion again, that arch over our head. So taking those left fingertips onto the floor, letting them drag along the floor over your head as you roll onto the upper back body. Knees stay on the side, open to a T. Bring it back across the body and take it 4 or 5 more times. Moving with your breath so everything stays fluid motion. Nice. We'll hold this last one. Maybe rotating the head, completing the twist if it feels good in your spine. And as you draw the next inhale, draw that left arm back up and over, pausing as the palms meet, shoulders round in, chest relaxes. And then we'll bring that left hand down by the face to help push our way up to a seat. Right shin in front as we begin. And if it helps you to elevate the hips, please do. Sitting up with a nice tall spine. Letting the knees relax down. Take a moment to just close down the eyes. Really feel into your seat. Feel length all the way up the spine as you draw the belly in. Soften through the shoulders, almost like you could squeeze them back behind you. Close down the eyes. And we'll begin to flow a little bit with breath now. So as you bring your fingertips out to the side body, take a full breath in, lift the arms out and up. Find all the extension through the side body and spine. And then slowly we'll bring them back down. We'll take this twice more with breath. So inhaling fully, expanding up. Exhale slowly, arms return. So feel into the shoulders here. We worked them pretty hard yesterday. Reach up. Exhale all the air out as you return. Gentle twist, left hand to the right knee, right fingertips behind you. Press into your fingertips, find length first. Then gently, just to the side. You don't have to twist all the way back, just to the side. Then use your eye muscles here to see how far back you can see. Take a full deep breath in and a slow breath out. On your next inhale, lift the arms back up towards the ceiling and just take it gently over to the opposite side. Right hand resting at that left knee, left fingertips behind you. Press into the fingertips as you get tall, then rotate just towards the side wall. Shoulder tips fall back. Maybe your gaze continues on back behind the shoulder. Keep the breath super easy. Head comes back around first. We'll release that. Let the arms again extend up and bring them back down beside the body. Take the right fingertips, walk them out just a little bit. Scoot in here to the right. And we'll take that left arm up and over. Again, that crescent shape on the left side, elbow goes back. Let the forearm just kind of drape on the top of the head, adding a little weight so the elbow kind of extends up. Maybe you walk your fingertips out just a little bit more. Keep the belly drawn in. And then place the palm on the back of the head. Elbow is up. So first, find some expansion in the chest as you look up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw that elbow across the body towards that right knee. And inhaling, bringing it all the way back up, opening up. And exhaling, draw it across. Diagonal stretch here through the spine. Take 3 more. As you finish your third, keep the elbow down. Just pause there for a breath. Releasing the back of the head, just let that arm kind of rest on the head for a moment. Then we're going to take that left arm and we're going to swoop it across the body and plant the fingertips on the outside of the left as we reach up with the right. Up and over. Open the chest. Reach to those fingers. Keeping both sit bones firmly grounded. And then here, just let that arm kind of droop over the forearm, over the head. Elbow up, adding gentle weight to the stretch. Breathe into the right ribs. And we'll move this, bring the hand to the back of the head, open the chest as you send the elbows wide. Maybe you feel the stretch in the pecs there. And then draw the elbow across the body towards the left knee. Curl in. And then return, open up. We're going to take 4 more. Your breath makes each one full breath. So inhaling to come up and expand. And exhaling to curl in. As you come into your last one, hold that elbow down. Draw the belly in. Lifting the elbow back up. Again, rest that forearm, just let it fall onto the Side of the head, open up the elbow. It's a little offering of a deeper stretch. And then extend that arm one more time and let it swoop around in front of you, behind and up. We're just going to move here now through the spine. Easy does it. Sending that arm around and back as the other one lifts. Returning. Big movement, but nice and fluid. Two more each side. And then we'll return with both fingertips on the outside of the hip. And we're going to move into a seated back bend here. So walking your fingertips back behind you, staying on tented fingers. Take a big breath in as you press into those fingers. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, arch through the spine, and let the shoulder tips roll back. 5 breaths here. Walking the fingertips back, restacking through the spine, bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana, cobbler pose. So keep the heels in, press the heels together, the balls of the feet together, spread the toes. Then maybe bringing the hands to the shins or the ankle, draw the chest forward, pausing here, and keeping that nice straight spine. Maybe you walk the hands towards the toes. Maybe you flatten the palms, depending on how tight your back feels. And maybe, Pam, here, gently, if you extend your diamond, your feet out in front of you, that tortoise pose, bringing the hands underneath the calves and gently drawing the head into your circle, letting the weight of the upper body here bring some length into that low back. And we don't force this. This is where your breath is critical to let the body know it's safe so that the muscles don't contract. So anytime, this is my go-to for low back pain. And as Barb again teaches us in the yin practice, if we just pause with breath, the body will give us the invitation to go deeper or intuitively know you need to come out a little bit. So listen to your body and listen to your breath. So either position, whether you want to stay in butterfly pose or take the tortoise pose, it just depends on how your spine feels this morning. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. And if you're in tortoise, gently release the hands and walk them back toward the body. If you are in butterfly, gently come out of your forward fold, restacking the spine. Bring the hands outside of the knees, draw the knees together, and release the legs long on your mat. So first of all, just give them a shake here. Hands come beside the hips again on tented fingers. Why? Because as we press into the fingertips, it allows us to lengthen through the spine, draw the belly in. And again, just like we did in that little back bend, lift the chest, send the shoulder tips back as you kind of squeeze in through the shoulder blades. And then walk the fingertips forward, straight spine, gaze over the toes, press the heels away. Begin to feel some length here in the back of the legs, but at the same time as you ground through those sit bones and you hinge from the hips forward, maybe you feel the wrap of the hamstrings meeting the glutes and the piriformis, stretching into the low back. One more time. We're here for 3 breaths, so let the body settle, keep the gaze over the toes. And slowly walking the hands back. So we restack, take those fingertips again behind you, press into them, lift up nice and tall. And then we're gonna pick up that right knee, take a bend. Right foot's going to come over that left leg. Left leg's gonna stay nice and active. We're gonna hug the right knee in. Again, that allows us to lengthen through the spine, to open up through the chest. Pausing there, taking that left arm around the knee. Again, right fingertips behind you. Gentle twist. Maybe here you notice there might be a little more range of motion because we've worked into the back muscles, but again, we don't force it. If you have more range of motion, find that comfortable spot. Take 3 deep breaths. Coming back through center. Take that counter stretch over to the other side. So bringing the hands outside that left thigh. Just take a gentle bow. Again, a nice little stretch through that right side body. And return to center. Gently taking that right knee, extending it to meet the left. Take a nice little shake. Bring the fingertips again beside you. Press in, find length, draw in the belly, shoulder tips back. And keeping that upper position, we'll gently bend into the left knee now. Hug it in as you take it across the right leg. Use the leverage of holding on and hugging to lift you up. And now we'll take that right arm around behind you, gentle twist to the left. Let the shoulders fall away as you kind of squeeze in through the shoulder blades and draw the belly in to meet the spine. 3 rounds of breath. Returning gently back to center. Taking that counter stretch to the side, so both hands outside of the right leg. Just take a gentle bow over to the right. And returning back, gently take the left leg long. One moment to just shake out the knees. And then tucking the knees in underneath you, making your way to all fours. Then cat-cow, depending on how the back feels. It can be a little intense. So as you stack through your joints and spread your fingers wide, maybe you don't take the full range of cat-cow. You come to that neutral position, you hug in the pelvic floor, you press in through the palms. As you're ready for the in-breath, you lift the chest and maybe a slight arch in the spine as the tailbone lifts. And then drawing in the tailbone, tucking in the chin, pressing through the palms. Notice how the back body feels here. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Notice the front body. Just flow between those. Again, each movement a fluid breath. Returning to our neutral table. Tuck the toes under. Press into the palms. We're going to just lift the knees off the mat, maybe for 2 inches. Keep the belly hugged in and keep your breath flowing. Don't hold your breath here. Press into the palms. Use your toes tucked under. Draw the belly in as you lift up just a couple inches. Gaze is straight down. Let a little tremble come into the body. That's all your stabilizer muscles holding your body weight up. Take a nice, easy breath. Then gently drop the knees down, bring them together, bring the ankles together. Set the hips back towards the heels. So knees together here as we lower into a child's pose. Arms beside the body, palms up. Head rests on a blanket or the mat. Again, releasing the shoulders and the chest. But at the same time, as you breathe into the back body, perhaps you notice from the tailbone through the low, mid, and upper back, space that breath brings into the spine. And again, allowing the exhales to release all those little muscles that reside along the spine. Take 3 full rounds of breath. Sliding those hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and press your way into a standing forward fold. So move whatever props you need. Standing forward fold, we keep the knees bent as much as possible. Belly might be resting on the thighs. And here you get nice natural traction for the spine. And maybe take a little bounce. Just a gentle little vibration through the back body. Notice if you're holding up your head, and you just let the head be heavy. Maybe sway. Maybe find just that nice stillness of just letting length come into the body. And then we'll slowly ragdoll our way up to a standing position. So press into the feet and bend the knees. Roll your way up. Let the arms extend out. Let the arms extend up. Again, length through the body. On the inhale, arms go wide, right and left, swan dive forward, find your fold, head hangs. Ragdoll your way and back up. Arms extend out, arms extend up. Swan dive, arms right and left, straight spine, bring it down to your fold. Bring it all the way back up, nice and slow, ragdoll up. Extend the arms up, bring the hands to prayer, bring prayer to the heart. Take a moment, walk to the top of your mat. We'll begin a sun salutation flow. I'll lead 2, the last 3. Hopefully we all do in a very meditative state. So at the top of the mat, palms together at the heart, shoulders soft, gentle bend into the knees. Feel into your foundation, perhaps lifting the toes, spreading them wide. Finding that equal distribution of weight. We always talk about our true center here. And as you inhale, half lift on the inhale, shoulder tips back, spine nice and long. Release the breath on the exhale as you fold. Pressing into your feet, power of the legs here. Draw yourself back up, arms out, arms up, maybe a gentle back bend. And then 3 more on your own, just flow right back down. Again, fluid breath, fluid movement. Meeting in our prayer Tadasana. Bringing your hands to the waist. Take a nice wide stance, wide on your mat. So generally the cue when we come into wide angle forward fold is your ankles are right over your wrist. Now for some of us, that doesn't offer us a stable foundation. So you adjust where you need to be. Toes in just a little bit, hips out. Hands at the waist, draw the elbows back behind you, squeeze them in, lift the chest, draw the belly in, and then take a fold here. Hands come down underneath the shoulders. Head drops. Again, spinal length here. Taking that gentle twist again, back into the body. Plant the left hand right underneath your face. Press into that palm, lift that right arm out to the side and up, stacking through the shoulders. Reach through the fingers, but press down through the palm. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Switch it up. Right arm comes down, plant the right hand, lift the left arm up, press through the right palm, lift with those left fingers. Gently, left arm comes down, walking those hands out, palms reach forward as the hips go back. Head falls right in line with the arms. Chest softens, opening up the tissue under the arms, finding full length through the upper body at the same time. A little bit of a stretch through the back of the hamstrings. Draw in your belly, draw in your breath. As you exhale, relax and fold deeper. Keeping all the length in the spine. Keep your body just as it is. Just walk the hands back, reach for those ankles. Again, long spine, gentle bend into the knees. We never want to hyperextend, but use your hands now. See if you can deepen the stretch. And releasing that, bring the hands back to the waist. Squeeze the elbows back behind you. Bend into the knees, straight spine if you can. Bring yourself right back up. Good, spine nice and long. Pivot that left foot towards the top of the mat. Sink into that left knee. So that warrior two position. The back foot is slightly in. Bend to any amount here. This isn't so much about our hips this morning as it's going to be about just a little flow through the body. Reach the arms right and left. And then begin with the inhale. Straighten that left knee as you reach the arms up. And return, bend into the knee as you extend the arm. 4 more like that, nice and fluid. Reaching up, bringing it down. And up, and down, and up. Last time, we'll hold the warrior two. Coming into that side angle. Forearm comes down to the thigh. Arm reaches up, arm reaches over. Big breath. Return back, warrior two. Reverse it here. I'm gonna take a bind. So my right arm's gonna come behind me. My left arm is gonna extend up, and then it's gonna come overhead. Returning, warrior two. Maybe you sink a little lower, maybe you don't. Hands to the waist, straighten the left leg, pivot yourself around. So now right foot extends forward, bend into the knee, and extend the arms. Flowing this for 5. Reach through the fingers, and on the in-breath, straighten the leg, lift the arms. Return, warrior two. 4 more on your own. With breath. Returning to hold our warrior two on this side. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale, forearm comes to the thigh. Left arm extends up. Left arm extends over, extended side angle. Watch the weight that you're putting on the thigh. Return back, warrior two. Coming into reverse, I'm going to take the bind again. Bring the right arm up and take it over. Return, warrior two. Hands to the hips, pivot the feet, heel toe them in. And then take a squat all the way down onto your seat. Plant the feet as you bend in through the knees. Hands come right behind the knee crease as you gently roll onto the back body. Just a gentle curl. And as you arrive, again, let the knees draw up with you into the chest gently. Squeeze in and pause. Roll the back tailbone up. And then gently allow the feet to come into a bridge position. And if your back is bothering you, please feel free to grab a block and just stay in a supported bridge, putting the block under the sacrum and just stay in stillness. We're going to flow a flowing bridge 5 times, front and back body here. So tilt the pelvis just a bit so you can feel the low back. Hands beside the body, palms down. And as you press into your feet, draw the belly in. As you inhale, the hips lift, the arms lift and float overhead. And then gently everything returns with the breath to the mat. 4 more. Returning now to the mat. If you took the supported version, just press into your heels so that you can lift the hips enough to move them, move the block out of the way. Take the knees to the feet to the edge of the mat. Windshield wiper back and forth. And then we will drop the knees over to the right. Just hold them there in your windshield. Pick up that right ankle, place it outside of the left thigh. Allow the weight of that ankle to lower the left knee down towards the mat. And at the same time, extend that left arm overhead, resting on the back of the hand. So big stretch here. Fingers through the side body to the hip to the knee. 3 rounds of breath. A gentle release of that ankle. Slowly bring the knees back up to center. Pause so that you can feel the spine resting on the mat, and then drop the knees over to the left. Pick up that left ankle, set it on the outside of the thigh. Find the stretch here. Just let weight and gravity do all the work. Your job is to breathe. Taking that right arm, extending it over the head, reach through the fingers. Big breath into the whole body. Release the breath, release the body. We're here for 3. Arms come back down. Release the ankle. Come back to center. Center meaning spine realigns flat on the mat. Maybe the knees drop in together. Maybe the arms come to that goalpost cactus position. So again, you feel all this space in the upper body, but your low back with constructive rest has all of this room to relax and expand on the mat. Notice your jaw and your face muscles. Can you soften? And you can stay in constructive rest as your final resting pose. Releasing the arms either out beside you, palms up, or sometimes just to feel into the body, maybe resting them belly and heart. Keeping the knees as they are. You can find legs up the wall again, a great pose to settle the low back and the spine. Legs up the wall is a beautiful restorative pose. You don't have to worry about balance or alignment. You still get all of the length in the spine and the legs. Wherever you are, close down the eyes. Come back to that feeling of gratitude that you offered yourself this time and that the universe offered you this time. A lot of people don't have an hour to practice in the morning, so be grateful. Send your love out to someone who might need it. Some healing thoughts still for Penny and Judy. As we move through our body, we bring them in with us. Whatever you do this first day of August, make it a good one with purpose. We're not going to get this day back, so give it all you've got. This is where I'll leave you. Enjoy a few moments of Shavasana, just you, your breath, your body, your mind. And we'll be back here tomorrow, Wednesday, Core and More Day. Namaste.